I am Diana Origali, and for today's video, I am going to present an analysis of the novel The Golden Notebook by Doris. This novel was published in 1962. In the novel, Lessing investigates mental and societal breakdown. The novel conveys a strong anti-Stalinist and anti-war message, as well as an examination of communism and the Communist Party in England from 1930 to 1950s, as well as a look at the bargaining sexual and women's liberation movements. In addition, the novel was chosen by Time magazine as one of the best English-language novels from the 20th century and is regarded as one of the 20th century's literary masterpieces. Now let's start by reading the summary. The Golden Notebook is the story of a writer, Anne Wolfe, who lives in a flat with her daughter and her friend Molly and her son Tommy. Both Anne and Molly have broken their love relationships with their husbands. Anne fights against herself in order to find a way of integrating the multiple selves that divides her personality. She keeps 4 notebooks, each of a different color, in which she reflects different parts of her life. The black notebook contains her experiences in Africa before and after the World War II. The blue one, where she records her relations with men and also her memories and dreams. The yellow book with her fragments of new fiction. The red one tells her experiences in London, her life in intellectual circles, and her experience in the Communist Party. Each notebook is related to 4 times with episodes of a novel called Free Women, creating non-chronological sections that interact with one another. The 4 notebooks make reference to the Cold War, the theme of Stalinism, and women's struggles with work, politics, love, sex, and maternity. Now, this analysis is a feministic in nature, since the novel is considered by feminists to be a feminist classic. The feminist theory rejects art and literature being expressed in a traditional form and structure. According to the feminist art movement, the rigid form is one of the main features that represents the patriarchal society, in which the hierarchy is dominated by males. Hence, we can appreciate the feminism and postmodernism appearing together as theoretical viewpoints. I think that in a way, the novel makes men feeling guilty and advocates for women. In the Golden Notebook, we can see how society influences a woman's behavior. Anne was told by society how she should act or what she should do, so she is in a terrible battle with herself. As a result, Anne and Molly express their dissatisfaction with the gender rules of the time. It's a common topic in which women have to choose between what they feel and what society tells them they should feel. So as we can see, Anne is a woman who is oppressed in a society by male dominance, and this dominance affects her economic and social rights. Anna, for example, is constantly fighting against the role of women in politics. Anne discovers repressed and oppressed housewives in her work at the party, and Ella discovers them in the magazine where she works. Now, so let's start discussing the evidences that shows feministic lens that are distracted from the book. Evidence number 1. Free women, said Anna wryly. She added with an anger new to Molly, so that she earned another quick scrutinizing glance from her friend. They still define us in terms of relationships with men, even the best of them. Here, the word free, stated by Anna at the time, with the second wave of feminism near in time, could mean unmarried. But pointing at this, it is a bit strange that the only moment in which Anna and Molly are alone, they don't stop talking about men. When she says free, she means to be free of having sexual satisfaction and to be allowed to tell it, but doing this meant to have problems with men. Women were prohibited to talk about sex, but not men. To end with this quotation, Anne is saying this word free, because it is the first time she is free since she had her child, and attacks Richard, saying that he has Marian, the good wife, bound, hand and foot, to take care of your children while you are doing whatever you want. So here Anna is showing that women at the time were useless and they only served to take care of their children. This is a sexist point of view. Another one is the real revolution is women against men. These words by Paul to Ella are clearly encouraging women to fight against the patriarchal society and against male dominance. If you are wondering, Ella is Anna's alter ego and the protagonist of her novel in the Yellow Notebook, The Shadow of the Third. Like Anna, Ella is single and dissatisfied with a child from a previous short-lived and ill-conceived marriage. Also, like Anna, Ella is a novelist. Her first book is about a man who commits suicide and spends her days answering letters at the magazine Woman at home like Anna at the Communist Party. By projecting her own personality and frustrations onto Ella, Anna is able to process his mistreatment by men and frustrations with her creative and romantic failures. So, it is evident that in this statement, stated by Paul, the wheels of Anna, what she wanted and what she had here are also stated in her novels. Now let's proceed to evidence number 2. There they sat, thinking in spite of themselves of the mutilated boy just below them, who was now the center of the house dominating, conscious of everything that went on in it, a blind but all-conscious presence. In these words, the narrator is making reference to Molly's son, that although he's blind and a young boy, he is who dominates the house, and the two women reinforcing the idea of male dominance over women. Although this man is only a little boy. Another evidence, Molly says, at the back of my mind, I always thought, well, I'll get married, so it doesn't matter my wasting all the talents I was born with. So she is showing us what women expected at the time. But as we can see in the novel and read, Anna and Molly fight to avoid being like the rest of women in their society, being under male's dominance. And for the last evidence, Anna says this interesting quotation. There were 4 tycoons and 4 popsies. I was one of the popsies. I sat there and looked at those faces around the table. Good God, it was terrifying. I reverted to my most primitive communist face. When one thinks all has to do is to shoot the bastards, the way they treat their women. This is just what Anna thinks about the role that women have in her society, that men think they are superior to women. But in this case, Anna doesn't identify with this woman because she has fight, and as we have seen before, she is now free of being ruled by this kind of men. Now, that ends our discussion about the evidences that are based from a feministic lens. Now I am going to present what I have concluded. The Golden Notebook vividly and accurately depicts the lives, mental states, and behaviors of women. According to feminists, it is a biblical that everyone should read. Lessing excelled at describing strong-willed independent women, reflecting the emotional problems caused by patriarchal society, and urging more people to pay attention to women's realities. The novel's roles are praised for their complexity and innovation, making it a watershed moment in the women's liberation movement. The Golden Notebook's rich theme, the relationship between men and women, political expectation and disappointment, women's pursuit of freedom and self, and the struggle with patriarchal society have all contributed to the novel's popularity. The most striking aspect is the description of women's real-life experiences in the fiction, as well as their pursuit of freedom and equality. Although Lessing stated that the Golden Notebook was not a rallying cry for women's liberation, Readers can sense her concern and sympathy for the woman's plight. Anna was a liberal woman, but her pursuit of herself caused her a lot of confusion. First, although she was not bound by marriage, she cannot tolerate a life without man's love. Second, Anna actively joined the Communist Party but eventually left due to disillusionment with political ideas. Third, Anna adored her daughter, but Janet chose a boarding school despite her feelings. Anna was both lonely and hurt. And the last one, the fourth one, Anna's career had brought her a lot of money and prestige, but she had lost her writing inspiration and had fallen into spiritual confusion and dissociation. Anna eventually found herself through hard work and the assistance of Saul. So, in short, in a patriarchal society, women who want to seek freedom and equality need to overcome many difficulties. However, the most important thing for women in the gender war is not the final victory, but the accurate and sensitive self-cognition and the relentless pursuit of self and freedom. That ends my analysis in a feministic lens of the novel The Golden Notebook by Doris. Have a good day, everyone.